Welcome back to the fourth quarter of the Bobby Dupre Show, along with my sidekick, Mr. Andrew.
Good
and
morning.
The first thing we want to do is correct the name here that I called this lady Gay, that's here with YZ. But her name is really Carol Booth.
Right.
And she has a true story of surviving childhood abuse. And that's the name of her book. And she was promoting it. And
you can go to Amazon.com and look for Atonement Child.
She also spoke with, I saw her talking with Jay Darden about her book and her situation. So I apologize for that. And
this
now
is Ms. Gay here.
No, that's the same person, huh?
No, I just switched. That's it.
Okay, this is, okay.
That was the confusion. They're both ladies about the same height brunette.
Right. And she's now with Longwood, Natchez, Mississippi. And Mr. Rhett Powell, who is a photographer known throughout that portion of the state. And I said, what about our photographer? I said, we're very fortunate. We have one. And before I could say, he says, you said Opelousas? I said, yes, sir. He said, you're talking about Freddie Herpin.
There you go.
He says, he'll get one year, he'll get some awards, and the next year I'll get the awards. And he says, he's a heck of a nice man. I said, we love him. I just hope that he can live the rest of my life anyhow.
Well, and the thing about what makes Freddie's a tremendous photographer. But what makes
picking it,
and he knows the story of the area. So when he picks that photo, it's not just about the picture. He knows the story.
And that's what this man here is the same thing. They love him in that part of the state.
Good morning, guys. And this gentleman doing some arts and crafts is what it looks like.
Craig Alvarado from Morgan City, Louisiana. He's doing crafts. And he's with the Department of Corrections as an inmate, and he's allowed. In fact, he and some of the inmates cleaned all that big old building that this was held, this theater building.
Right.
Nice young man. I said, what about the Alvarados that ride the racehorses? He says, my cousins.
Excellent.
And this gentleman here is Mr. Raymond Campbell. He trains kids to play different musical instruments. And on the fourth Sunday of each month, Mr. Gene King puts on a promotion. And he is very interested in helping the youth. And, you know, we are also very interested. So I wish him nothing but success. And I can't think, what's the doctor, doctor in Opelousas General. He's a heart specialist, and this is his brother on the left. He served under the Blanco administration in the Department of Wildlife and Fisheries. It's not Emmett, Dr.
Hammett.
Dr. Hammett. Okay, good. This is one of the Hammets. That's Dr. Hammett's brother on the left, and the man on the right really helped me out. I had a few questions, and he helped me all the way through it.
And then there's the Lieutenant Governor Jay Darden on the right.
On the right, and then I had the picture, had the business card for the state representative, and the first thing when I said Opelousas, he said, you know Vince Sagabini. I said, I sure do. In fact, I passed in front of his house to get to Natchez and Faraday, Louisiana. He said, you sure know where he lives.
I'd say Palmetto Boy, but probably more accurate would be Bayou Jack.
Bayou Jack.
Yep,
but
there.
He's on the outskirts of
Palmetto. That's right, the suburbs.
Yeah, and his,
metropolitan
and his wife Nancy. Andy Anders, that's his name.
There you go. And while we're talking about Jay Darden and, of course, all the promotion they do for Louisiana, for the tourism and for the seafood industry, let's not forget Steamboat Warehouse, all about history of Louisiana with the old steamboat warehouse, all about good Louisiana, good seafood there as well. You can get everything right now. This is the time of the year if you're looking for fresh crawfish, fresh crabs, soft shell crabs coming from the point. If you're looking for good fresh oysters, the steaks always incredible. Great wine selection, adult libations from your Bloody Marys with the Pico Zodico in it to all whatever you're looking for, maybe an old fashioned. They can mix those up for you as well. Go by the Steamboat Warehouse in Washington, Louisiana, and tell chef owner Jason Huguet we said hi.
That lady that I couldn't think of her name while ago called Miss Kathleen King, and she's with Oxford American magazine.
We got her coming up here.
Right here.
There she is.
That's Miss Kathleen King. I'm sorry, Kathleen.
Who are involved with putting together a magazine article about all of this.
Yes, and I think they're the people in charge of
this tour.
Of this tour, yes, yes, and I think that's where I told you Mr. Was very, very competent at what they did. He and the square card, you remember?
Yeah.
You can't think of the name too. I just told you.
You just told me. I know.
But anyhow, Alex.
We're going to get there. And
Alex
Oxford American are doing a special. They're going to do a special issue about all this, and then we've also got these guys here.
Oh, well, that's the one I'm talking about.
My Spilt Milk is one of the guys.
Yep.
There?
And his name is Alex Rawls on the left. Very competent as the moderator, and I'm sure he has this role in each city that he goes to. And the young man on the right is in charge of the photographing and getting their cameras in the right place to make sure that they come up with the very best for the state of Louisiana tourism. And his name is Butler Burdine, marketing consultant.
Then we can show some of the exhibits they had, one on Jerry Lee Lewis.
This is next door from the theater. This is in the museum, beautiful museum, by the way. I want to compliment Faraday for a great job.
And some of the Sam Phillips at Sun Records
You
45s.
remember that? That's the man who started it all.
Yep. Mickey Gilley, Linfo and him, and Jimmy Swaggart, Jimmy Lee Swaggart, which I guess a lot of people don't know he's got that middle name. And Jimmy Davis, our singing governor, with You're My Sunshine.
And the whole theme of the movie that I've been speaking about is about that song, You Are My Sunshine, and each musical group in their own
genre.
Oh,
that's the word you're looking for, right?
That's
their
a
own
palmetto.
style.
That sounds like a boy from Plaisance coming up with a big name. Their own style, like the Cajuns played it.
The Zydeco's probably played
it. The Blues played it. Each one played it in their own.
And of course, Jimmy Davis was more of a country style.
Yeah, and Jimmy Davis, of course,
Country
is credited with having sang it first. I don't know if he did or not, but it's been sung by every major musician that performs.
Right.
At one time or another, practically every one of them have played that particular song in their own version.
How about this guy, Fats Domino?
Oh boy, he came to Opelousas.
And we got Percy Sledge.
He's been to Opelousas.
When a man loves a woman.
You know who we didn't show? I didn't get a picture, I don't think. What's the lady? Irma Thomas.
Irma Thomas, you had one on her too?
I think I had.
It's Raining So Hard.
It's Raining So Hard.
And she's not there,
And
no?
she came to, we had hired her to sing on our Friday afternoon
And
music here.
poured down
raining. We kept her underneath the
it was like a covered trailer.
No, it was just a trailer.
Yeah.
Flatbed trailer. We went inside, and I think we used Morgan Goodall's office back in those days. He was still district attorney, if I'm not mistaken. And I have a picture with her holding my little darling Megan Andre Dupre, my baby.
When the rain started, she was singing a different song, and she switched right away to "It's Raining So Hard," and I had to laugh. I mean, she, I'm sure she's done that 1,000 times in her career, but it was just so smooth the way her and the band just transitioned.
And this is Richie Montgomery. I met him when I was drinking that red wine back in my day. We had a few together. He's from Natchez, and he knows the Thistlethwaite boys. They all went to Swanee. Is it Swanee up in Tennessee? Yep. They all attended Swanee together. That's how he knew the Thistlethwaites.
And we got the senator.
Senator, bad
Mary
picture.
Landrieu.
The son is
right now.
But I wanted to show that
she was there,
and she visited briefly there. Then she held a regular meeting over in Vidalia.
Right. And then we got this.
Mark, this young man here, you will be hearing about him if you haven't heard about him yet. What did I say his name was? Mark Davidson.
There you go.
Matthew Davidson, I'm sorry.
Now we got
Matthew Davidson. He's 16 years old. He's been recognized, won several contests, you know, talent contests. He was invited to play in the big festival in New Orleans recently.
The Jazz and Blues.
And 2 weeks ago, he played in the House of Blues.
Excellent.
I mean, this kid is on the way, and his music is good, but the entertainment part, he's
a showman.
He's a showman, and that's what it takes. You look at any top band, and the person is a showman. You remember watching Hadley Castile, he'd roll those eyes, and you know, he just had his own way about it.
You're right. And there's the sign for the museum, Delta Music Museum.
Yes.
And then we've got the Reed Insurance Agency, and look, the old
independent insurance agency sign. You don't see that much anymore, but then there's another sign, we sell flood insurance, and I took this whole group of pictures for that one sign there, and it reminds me to call and ask Noel Bunol with Imperial Fine Casualty if he has the
account for that?
The account for that, if they're selling Imperial's flood.
We're over 2 minutes left.
Oh,
I thought we got a bunch of photos, though, so let's roll.
Right.
This is your Sprint stop where you stopped.
Ladies right here.
At the Shell station.
Yep, and Mr. Lloyd, we have a picture of Lloyd.
Right here.
Right here. He attended school with Jerry Lee Lewis's son, who died at a very young age. Very nice young man. And these young people right here are Maria and Michelle. And they at the Sprint number
Sprint Mart, one of them.
Sprint Mart.
Big Shell station right there in Natchez.
In Natchez.
Can't miss
I
it.
have the number 64, and I'm sending in. I never fill out these cards, but I'm filling it in on them. And I said I returned. This is the second time I'd been there because of Michelle's services. Clara was also very helpful, as is Maria. The manager, whoever the manager is, who does the hiring, is doing an excellent job.
Very good.
Bobby Dupre, P.O. Box 70. I'm sending this to the Sprint customer.
Customer service.
Customer service.
And this is the little house that you bought and sold.
Bought and sold, and this young couple were walking, and I said, "How you all? Where you all from?" They said, "France." "Oh, je viens de la France." Well, allons parler un petit peu de français. They were happy. Both of them spoke English very well, but they were happy to hear somebody speak their language. Always, when you're traveling, it's very, very important. And I sold the little house to Miss Diane Brown, and she's going to redo the inside from top to the bottom. Good luck to you, Miss Diane.
We got this photo of a gentleman.
Oh,
if you got that handy, we're down under a minute. I don't know if you have time.
Carlton, Mr. Carlton Sam, and his brother Gary Sam, and Mr. Tim Caron. They own the Varsity Shop, Varsity Grill on Crestwell, and had a nice visit. They do catering. They do off-site catering. They have a rig, which you can show the rig off-site.
You better find your prayer book
Okay,
while I try to find that rig.
I was finding it.
I got
you
it.
Stopped me.
I got
Okay,
it.
there's the rig.
It's now time for the prayer book. We're at the end.
They do barbecues on Sundays.
At your sporting events, too. They do soccer tournaments, all that good stuff.
And they do Westminster lunches for the kids every day. My Lord and Savior, I consecrate my heart to you. Stamp it with the seal of your goodness, so that only goodness may flow from my heart to your heart. Thanks for viewing. Thanks for listening. Tell a friend this weekend, please consider attending the church of your choice. Thank you, Andrew.
Thank you.